Hey there, Dolphins fans. Today's look at the early practice squad for Miami is made possible by our friends over at Magic Spoon. If you love the cocoa, get $5 off your first order of healthy and delicious cocoa cereal and tons of other flavors when you go to magicspoon.com/Dolphins. Now, before we dive into the practice squad, I did want to briefly hit the roster moves made by Miami earlier today. First up, they claimed Elijah Campbell, the defensive back, who I think will get some run at safety to start here, off of waivers from the New York Jets. To make room for Campbell, they waived Jamal Perry. Now, I think there's a very good chance Perry ends up on the practice squad for Miami, but that move is by no means set in stone yet. But the Dolphins do have plenty of roster spots left on the practice squad. So this is what the depth chart looks like right now in the secondary. A bit deep at safety, but remember, guys like Rowe and McCourty and Campbell, or Holland, too. I think Campbell potentially as well, offer some nickel, even pure corner ability as well. So predict the Dolphins' record for me in 2021. How many games will they win? How many will they lose? Get your votes in for me right now in the comments section. Let's run then through the Dolphins practice squad here, beginning with the quarterback. No major surprise on this one as the team has kept Reid Sinnett after a very promising preseason performance, a classic practice squad quarterback. Sinnett comes in after very impressively leading the Dolphins against the Bengals 22 of 33 for 343 yards, 2 scores. He makes a lot of sense for Miami at quarterback. Now, the Dolphins were far from done, especially at running back, where Miami's added 3 players, at least for now, knowing this is all the reported stuff. There's been no announcement as we film this from the team. But the 3 reported signings at running back. First up, Gerrid Doaks. Late round pick out of Cincinnati. I like him quite a bit. A good move there by the Miami Dolphins. Patrick Laird also back with Miami, this time on the practice squad. He played a little bit for Miami last year, 13 carries, 72 yards, but he's not someone you really want as anything more than a very back of the roster, or in this case, practice squad running back. Also at the position, Jordan Scarlett, the former Florida Gator great, is sticking around in Miami as he will, if they're not playing at all in 2020, will be on the Dolphins practice squad. So 3 different running backs, Doaks, Patrick Laird, and Scarlett. I think I've ordered them correctly in terms of most likely to maybe make an impact this year, but who knows? Those are the 3 with maybe more, but probably not coming at that position. All right, to receiver now, where the team was oh so deep in the preseason. Kirk Merritt, the former Arkansas State receiver. 6'1", 214. Didn't play, of course, at all last year, but he's now on the Dolphins practice squad. I don't know if they'll be done at the receiver position. So who's your favorite player on this year's practice squad for the Miami Dolphins? This is the pinned comment on today's video. I should say, favorite player so far on the Dolphins practice squad. Get your votes in for me in the comment section, especially if you get the ad break here on YouTube. Now, the Dolphins have actually 17 players on the practice squad, or at least room for 17 players. That is because of the presence of Durval, Queiroz, Neto. If I got that wrong, I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. That's my fault. But DQN, as I'll call him to make sure I don't get it pronounced wrong if I pronounced it wrong earlier, is a free extra practice squad player. He is part of the International Player Pathway Program, hailing from Brazil, a bit older. Neto does give the Dolphins an extra practice squad guy, so no surprise here. He makes the Dolphins practice squad. Also on the offensive line, Neto wasn't more of an offensive guard. Adam Pankey, the offensive tackle out of West Virginia, played briefly. He's kind of bounced around the NFL in recent years. Pankey ends up being the last offensive player that we know of so far on the Dolphins 2021 practice squad. Today's video is powered by Magic Spoon. You can get $5 off your first order when you head over to magicspoon.com/Dolphins. That link, by the way, will be in the comment section and in the description. Now, this cereal is incredibly high in protein, 13 or 14 grams in every bowl. It's low in carbs, only 4 grams of net carbs per bowl as well. And oh, by the way, despite tasting like that sugary deliciousness that we all grew up with, Tastes just like it with zero sugar. You're not going to find a better blend of health and tastiness than the cereal from Magic Spoon. So go check out the comments section and the description. That link is in there, magicspoon.com/Dolphins. Noteworthy, the biggest name I think the Dolphins added, Jabaal Sheard, the veteran edge rusher coming in for the Miami Dolphins. He has signed to the practice squad. 19 tackles, there's actually 2 tackles for loss last season. Played for most of the New York Giants, did briefly spend some time with the Jacksonville Jags, 1.5 sacks. An intriguing move here by Miami. And we saw some teams do this last year, and I wonder if it ends up being something similar this season, where Miami gives him some time to get fully up to speed, in shape, whatever, on the practice squad, and then potentially ends up being a promotion to the active roster to give the team some added depth at the edge rusher spot. But this one, I think across the NFL, is one of the more intriguing practice squad moves. All right, linebacker now, Calvin Munson, a fairly noteworthy name. He spent some time in the NFL, 9 tackles, a tackle for loss last season, some added depth in case of injury for Miami. Another big-time name, Shaquem Griffin. He gets to stick around. We saw it last year in Seattle, and I wouldn't be surprised if Miami does something similar this time. Remember, in the NFL, with the expanded practice squad, you are able to promote players from the practice squad to the active game day roster. Griffin could be one of those guys. He offers you plenty of special teams ability. So if someone's a bit banged up or you want some added special teams depth, Griffin is a perfect fit in that type of role for the Miami Dolphins. If you guys want more Dolphins videos for free, by the way, hit that big red button and subscribe. The season at long last finally is almost here. So if you want to stay in the know with what's going on with the Miami Dolphins, hit that big red button and subscribe today. Javaris Davis is next up here, another kind of backup nickel corner. He is the final player that we know of so far on the Dolphins practice squad. Of course, they're not done yet. They've got a lot of spots, 6 by my count as we film this, to still fill. So with that in mind, who else do you want to add to the practice squad? Get your votes in for me right now in the comments section. One more note here, the Dolphins have lost Malcolm Perry. They cut him, were not able to retain him. The New England Patriots, as they so often do, go out and poach a division rival player to add to their roster and probably get some insight into the Dolphins organization. But I thought Perry was going to be a prime practice squad guy. Instead, the Patriots poach him from Miami.